Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the It's and Queens podcast for the week of October 18th through October 24th in the year 2018. I, of course, am Chris Donovan, the voice you're used to hearing as soon as you tune in. And to my right is Mr. Rob Mackay from the Queens Economic Development Corporation, but more specifically from the Queens Tourism Council.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, see, I failed.
We gave him a chance, but I got too jealous. I'm just the diva around here. Sorry, but you know, this stage isn't big enough. This city isn't big enough for our two egos.
Egos.
Yeah. Anyway, everything he said was right, of course, but you know, it wasn't me saying it, so we've got to change that. Before we start, how's everything?
Very good. How are you, man? Did you have a Queens weekend?
I did. Yes. Saturday night, I went to the Ecuadorian music concert that we talked about.
Yeah. How was it?
It was fantastic.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was great. Frank Sinatra High School.
Good venue too, right?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful theater.
It is, and it's. I think it's got perfect acoustics.
Yeah, they built it for that, right?
Yeah, it's.
And Tony Bennett was instrumental in building that school, correct?
All right, so this is my understanding.
Okay, give it to me.
You can't name a school, or you're not supposed to name anything in New York City after a person who's still alive.
Still alive. You can't name a street. We know that.
Which is why when they named the Ed Koch Bridge, that was Michael Bloomberg pushing things through illegally.
Was Koch alive?
Koch was still. He was alive for like the last 3 months.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's my understanding that Tony Bennett gave the money to found the school.
Yes.
And the auditorium is named the Tony Bennett Auditorium. The school is called the Frank Sinatra School of the Arts. However, when Tony Bennett dies, it switches.
Really?
That's what I understand. It switches to the Tony Bennett High School for Performing Arts with the Frank Sinatra Auditorium.
Well, I can't wait till you die and you get the Rob Mackay Street of somewhere. I can't wait till you die.
You know, Pete Rose was the perfect example. You remember in Cincinnati they named a street after Pete Rose?
Yes.
And then like a year later he got caught.
The gambling scandal, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
You got to wait till they die.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to wait till they die to make sure. Anyway, you know what? Well, first of all, so that's what I did on Saturday. Sunday, I actually gave blood through the Forest Hills. The Church in the Gardens of Forest Hills was doing a blood drive. I hadn't done it for like 25 years. A couple of women talked to me. They said, and you know,
did you get your cookie afterwards?
Lorna Doone cookies.
Nice.
And cranberry juice.
That's a classy organization.
It was the first time I'd done it for a while, and it felt good.
Good for you. It feels good to give back, right?
It did. It's something that I hadn't done for a while, and maybe how often can you donate blood?
I think every 60 days.
Oh, I won't do it every day, but anyway, we'll do it maybe once a year. So.
No, there you go.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was not at all Queens related, unfortunately. I was upstate because my dad was in town visiting my sister, so unfortunately I had to leave the borough on Friday and didn't come back till Sunday night.
Wow. So it must have felt really good on Sunday night.
It was so
nice.
Were you
going over the Triborough Bridge?
No, it was at Whitestone.
You were going over the Whitestone at 5 miles an hour?
Exactly.
And you said,
right. Yeah, good to be back.
Good to be back. You see, good things happen to those who wait.
That's right.
Your father, who, by the way, was a Queens guy, but retired to Florida.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. We should get him on this show.
Next time
I heard that
town.
Fathers on podcasts is the new
rage.
Well,
we had huge numbers. We got the Mackay bump 2 weeks ago when your
my dad
Malcolm
was here.
appeared. Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? Why don't we start with something that's a little bit macabre, and then we'll get happy. It's actually this is a really busy week coming up in Queens, but there's so many things that we couldn't cover them all, so we can list them off and we can just tell people where to go. You know,
everything's on It's in Queens, but we give you the highlights. So let's get into it.
There's so many things going on. All right, one thing is that there was a man. His name is Issei Sagawa.
Oh, I know this guy. Yeah.
In 1981, he was a student at Sorbonne, and he got caught discarding 2 bloody suitcases containing the remains of his classmate, a Dutchman, who he had murdered and started to eat.
Yeah. Woof.
He was declared legally insane and sent back to Japan.
Right.
Where he has actually had a successful career doing films and other things.
Can you believe this?
It's amazing. You know, we had a law against that.
Yeah.
Remember Henry Hill and the Goodfellas?
Yes.
Made money. I think they passed a law after him because he was making money
off the film and the book rights. And
off of something that he was convicted
it's actually
from
called
doing.
the Son of Sam
the
law.
Son of Sam, you can't make money off of
right. You can't make money off your crime,
which is if you're convicted of a crime, you can't sell your story.
You hear about a lot of laws that don't make sense. That law makes a lot of sense.
That law makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And if this guy was in this country, he would have never been able to do this stuff.
Right. So anyway, this guy, he writes novels. He's in other films. He's in sex
manga. I saw.
Yeah, he makes manga. You know what manga is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like the Japanese.
It's the Japanese. It's not anime. It's the other.
No,
stuff.
It's the other one.
There's anime. There's manga. Yeah, he's a manga. I mean, it's just unbelievable that guy is not behind bars.
I can't imagine.
Anyway, there's a new documentary out about it, and it's gonna have 12 screenings.
No proceeds go to him.
No proceeds go to him. 12 screenings at the Museum of the Moving Image. The two directors, who are actually French.
Okay. Well, that would make sense, right? That's where the crime occurred. I'm sure the French are probably outraged.
They're probably outraged. They'll be there to talk about it on 2 nights, October 19th and October 20th.
Okay.
It actually runs October 19th to 28th. That's 12 screenings over
12 screenings, okay.
That really caught my eye.
Yeah, that was different.
It's a little
macabre, like you said.
Yeah, a little macabre. So we'll start with that, and then we'll end up with other stuff.
We'll go out on a high note.
Yeah. That actually brings me to to another jumping from murder to murder. The Fringe New York City theater Playfest is playing throughout New York right now, and we're very happy that Queens has been hosting a few plays.
Sure.
One is coming up and is running October 18th to 21st, nightly with shows at 7 o'clock. It's called The Public and Private Deaths of Carol O'Grady. It's a solo piece, a one-man theater.
It's fictional, though, right?
It's fictional. Yeah. The title character is found brutally murdered in her house on Christmas Eve, and then the ensuing investigation reveals the harsh realities of her and her friends, the lives that her and her friends lived. So, moving right along from those two, last week there was another Fringe festival play at the Secret Theater, but that's done. We can't talk about it. There are some positive things. There's a 2-day women's business conference at LaGuardia Plaza Hotel.
Sure.
That would be panel discussions, classes, workshops, networking sessions, shopping opportunities, the chance to pitch your business or your business ideas
almost like a
to
Shark
other
Tank
people.
Type thing?
Yeah, someone from the Home Shopping Network is going to be there.
Ooh.
You can pitch your stuff. And it's 2 days.
Some
it's
lovely
Thursday.
acid wash jeans I'd like to.
Well, if you think they would sell, I was thinking maybe handmade jewelry or something.
Yeah, sure.
But you can go 2 days, 2 full days, a bunch of speakers who are life coaches, inspiring
female entrepreneurs.
Speakers. Yeah. The emphasis is on female, but the organizer said that a lot of men will be there, and actually a lot of men love it.
Yeah, I bet.
It's called the Woman on the Rise Forum and Expo, October 19th and October 20th.
Friday and Saturday at LaGuardia
Plaza Hotel, which has a swimming pool.
Ooh, the
indoor swimming pool.
Nice.
Yep. It's right out there in East Elmhurst, not
Gotta
far
do
from
my
LaGuardia.
laps, Dad.
Yeah,
movie.
Exactly. Then we have some pretty good music. The mashup series. Remember the mashup
Flushing
series?
Town Hall, sure.
So the mashup series is you get two different bands. One plays, the other plays, and then the two of them join to jam together. And there's an Andes Mountain theme to this.
Okay.
But it's not. It's actually completely different kinds of music. One is a group called Inkai, which means like the fire, which plays the woodwind instruments of the Quechua people in the Andes Mountains, the Incas, the descendants of the Incas.
Gotcha.
El Condor Pasa and stuff like that.
Obviously.
The other group is mostly African. It plays music that descends from the African slaves that lived on the coast of Colombia and Ecuador. So they're playing. That group is called Rio Rio Mira. It's marimba and more percussion based. And so one plays, the other plays, and they two get together. So that's kind of interesting. It's
at a big dance party in Sue's.
At a big dance party in Sue's. There's actually dance lessons beforehand.
For both
the
both
event.
bands?
The music starts at 8. The dance lessons start at 7.
Get there early.
On October 19th.
Yeah.
So, that could be a lot of fun. And, it's not different from how it happened in history when slaves were brought from Africa to Colombia and other places, and they met the indigenous people there. Cumbia, the music, the rhythm cumbia, which is a Colombian rhythm, is basically that pan pipes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you throw in the accordion of the Germans who were in Colombia looking for money, gold,
right?
Gold price, and then you've got yourself a music genre.
There you go.
Yeah, that's also followed up the next day with an Andean music workshop, where a teacher and that's all about the panpipe, where the guy will be talking about the history of the panpipe and how the Andes and how it relates to Andean culture, and then he'll also teach people how to play them.
Whatever happened to Zamfir, the master of the pan flute? Is he still around?
Who's Zamfir?
Isn't that the guy, master of the pan flute, Zamfir?
Was that the Andean pan flute, or was it one of the other? And there are pan flutes there's like.
He might be a European
Arab
pan flute.
Yeah. We'll have to look that up.
I'm gonna look that up.
We'll get that next.
Tukupai, let us know about that.
Yeah. But you can just picture the Andes Mountains, and the air is thin, it's cold, and the panpipes, the echo reverberations and stuff like that.
There you go.
That's
when I painted a picture, my friend.
Yeah. Whenever I hear the panpipes, and that's what I always think of. Do you know those bowls?
You've traveled to South America,
yeah,
right?
I've been to the Machu Picchu, the Incan ruins in Peru. I've also been to the Mayan ruins in Honduras and Mexico. But do you know that bowl that you take a stick and you just go around, and then after a while it starts to hum?
Yes.
So that's originally from the Himalayas,
really?
The Nepalese and the Tibetans, and you can just picture up in the mountains,
just
with
reverberating,
with thin air, mountains. You're doing that, and the sound, it's got to be just awesome. It's spiritual.
The transfer of that is the people doing doo-wop on the 59th Street Bridge and.
People doing doo-wop on the street corners in Bensonhurst in the 1960s. Yeah, why not? That's. I happen to love doo-wop.
I do. I'm a big fan. You know what it is? It's if you could. Growing up, I got it. Pounded into me, and I sort of hated it.
Was your father into it?
Yeah, my father was really into it. That's why the 59th Street Bridge reference. That's he actually grew up over there, and he said,
Yorktown?
Yorkville, right? Yorkville is a little more uptown. There. Turtle Bay, I think, is what they call where he is. But they said he used to sing doo-wop onto the bridge because there was acoustics underneath there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that. There you go.
So, Don K. Reed and Cousin Brucey.
Sure, Cousin Brucey, all those people on, that was
WCBS.
WCBS 101, yeah.
I think it was OR before that, and it turned into CBS. But that was great.
There you go.
It's good. It's
there
good
you
music.
go. Music and echo.
There you go.
That's what we need. Quickly going through some other stuff. There are a couple of harvest festivals. One is, and both of them are in Jamaica. One is on 160th Street between Jamaica and 90th Avenues. We're talking pumpkins, cooking demonstration, live music, sweet potato contests. Over at the King Manor Museum, they have theirs, which usually involves historic stuff like churning butter, the way they did it in the 18th century, playing historic games, making corn husk dolls and stuff like that, pressing apples to make cider.
Okay.
And they also have historic interpreters, the actors that dress up in their timepieces.
Like Colonial Williamsburg, right?
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. And there's also Musica Reginae.
Reginae?
Now, if you remember you went to Catholic school.
I did.
Did you take Latin?
No, it was done, thank goodness, by the time I got there. We knew a couple of Latin phrases and a couple of Latin hymns.
Okay.
But we didn't have to study the language.
Well, let me hit you with this.
Hit me.
Okay, musica. You know what that is in Latin.
Yes, it means food.
Exactly. Now, Regina or Regina is the single for queen.
Okay.
And anything that ends, and the feminine
ending is
that ends with an A, to make it a plural, you add the E to it.
Okay.
Right?
Reginae.
So Musica Reginae means
Queen's
music or Queen's food. So there's a company called Musica Reginae Productions, and they have a long fall through winter concert series where they present mostly classical music and chamber music, ensemble music. They were actually outdoors in Queens Botanical Garden with a children's fest a little while ago, but their indoor music festivals, or series, I should say, starts this weekend on October 20th.
Okay. Where are they going to be?
They're at the Church in the Gardens in Forest Hills. The same place where I donated blood.
That's right.
Don't worry, the blood donation people are not going to be there.
Right, they cleaned up.
A pound
afterwards.
Flesh. No, it wasn't in the church. It was in the
Auditorium?
Community Hall or
Oh,
whatever. Yeah. So anyway, this is the Musica Reginae will be presenting new music by New York composers for voice and ensemble, inspired by Catherine Schmidt, James Joyce, Duke Ellington, and Thelonious Monk.
Oh, those are all New Yorkers.
Well, Thelonious
not James
Monk
Joyce is not, I'm sorry.
and
Duke
Duke
Ellington
Ellington
definitely
obviously
is.
are jazz greats.
Right.
Duke Ellington used to live in Queens.
Right.
James Joyce was the Irish poet.
Right.
So music inspired by James Joyce and Catherine Schmidt. I have no idea who that is. Got to go to the advent concert to find out.
That's
think.
right.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. So just quickly, if you want to go to the Queens Botanical Garden and go on a bird walk with experts from the
damn
NYC
right I do.
Audubon
Yeah.
Society, Saturday, October 20th.
On Saturday, yep.
Yep. If you want to go to a comedy, political comedy.
Yes.
Play.
Political comedy's big
Political
right now.
comedy theater, yeah. Queens.
There's so much material.
The Queensboro Performing Arts Center. Have you ever heard of the Capitol Steps?
Yes.
They're
They're like,
ensemble, a comedy group.
They've been doing
that
it for
travels.
years.
Yeah.
They won a couple awards.
Yeah, they're actually pretty funny.
They're very funny. Yeah.
So they'll be at the Queensboro Performing Arts
I
Center.
wonder if they'll do any Trump humor.
Providing, do you think they'll make fun of Trump?
Who
at
knows?
This?
I don't know.
Anyway,
You can never predict with these things.
the name of the show is called "Making America Grin Again." So something tells me that Trump might have something
That's
to
a
do with it.
clever play on words.
You might see a red hat or two.
Maybe.
But it says right here that Donald and Melania Trump, James Comey, Vladimir Putin, Elizabeth Warren, and even Hillary Clinton will be there.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
What a star-studded cast.
Maybe we should say people inspired by those people will
Characters
will be
inspired
there.
by
Yeah. There's also something really kind of cool at Queen's Theater. It's the Ugly Duckling.
Why were you looking at me when you said that?
Cool?
No, ugly duckling.
I looked at you when I said cool. There's something really cool.
I will turn into a beautiful
called
swan
the
one
Ugly
day.
Duckling.
I will turn into a beautiful swan one day.
Do you know? I don't know if you ever heard of it. They come here every year. They're called LightWire Theater, and what they do is they do what's called what's it called? Electroluminescence.
There you go.
They turn off the lights, and they have all the characters are made by wires.
Oh, no kidding.
And they interact with puppets. So you're in the dark room, and they're doing it. It's
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's like cutting edge.
What is that?
It's called The Ugly Duckling. There are 2 shows on October 21st at the Queen's Theater. Yeah,
Okay.
your son would dig it.
My son would dig that.
Yeah.
And it's his birthday weekend.
Oh, it's his birthday weekend?
Yeah.
You going to keep it in Queens?
We are. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. The other thing I wanted to mention is that there's a big, it's called the Call for Climate Action
Yep.
at the Queens Museum.
I've seen some strange signs around town. Is that how
About
they
coal?
think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So the Queens Museum they've moved pretty far to the left. But have you seen things that say it says colonization, end colonization?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I'm down in the financial district. I think that's where
They
I
have them
saw
down
it.
there. They have
Yeah, I
end
think that's where I saw it.
colonization. Ah, okay.
Excuse me.
So there is it's United Nations Day. It's a United Nations Day celebration, and there are going to be people from the United Nations and also from the Climate Museum, and they are going to be discussing what the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that were discussed during the Paris Agreement. If you
Okay.
remember, the Paris
Didn't we
Agreement
just opt out of that?
that Obama signed, and
Trump got out of, right?
then Trump got out of. Obama didn't go through Congress; he just signed it through executive action, and those can be annulled by the next president.
Right.
So
Done.
yeah, so it's going to be panel discussion about those 17 issues.
Right.
A visit to the installation Climate Signals, which is at the Unisphere right now.
Okay.
With the artist, whose name is Justin Bryce Guariglia. There are going to be people from city, state, United Nations there, as well as the director of the Climate Museum to talk about that.
Okay.
So that's
It's a big topic right now with the hurricane coming through
It's a big topic,
the
and
south.
it's going to be many hours. It sounds like if you are interested in climate issues, this would be your place.
That's
You know,
it.
You would just go there and you'd just be happy for hours and hours. And that's really about it, except the one other thing I would mention is that Kupferberg Center for the Arts.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the Kupferbergs?
I didn't. They did donate a lot of money.
The
around town now.
Kupferbergs.
They got a Holocaust center at Queens.
They
right?
are. I can't remember if they're Holocaust survivors or not, but they came here, started a family business, manufacturing some kind of a gadget or device, made a lot of money, and they've given so much money.
They really
to
have
Queens.
given a lot.
They're fantastic. I mean, you've heard about the Kupfer Center for the Arts at Queens College, and you probably have heard of the Kupferberg Holocaust Center
at
Queensboro Community College.
Right.
But there's also lots of money that they've given away. And there's people sit on boards and give money. Like they're very, very good to Queens.
Philanthropic.
We are very lucky to have them. But anyway, at the Kupferberg Center, which is on the campus of Queens College.
It's a really nice performing arts center. I mean,
it is. I think it has perfect acoustics.
Perfect acoustics. That's right.
Anyway, they're going to have a series, books. It's sort of a book series where the writers get together, where someone gets together, discusses his book. There are going to be 3 of them. The one that I personally like is, do you know who Ricky Riccardi is? They call him Wikipedia. He's the guy. He's the archivist for Louis Armstrong House Museum.
Oh, okay.
The guy knows everything about Louis Armstrong. You can say, like, what happened on May 7th, 1962? And he'll be like, oh, well, Louis was traveling through Egypt, and he had couscous with eggs for breakfast. And he was a little bit sick, but he had to meet the blah, blah, blah,
He's
blah,
that
blah.
good, huh?
And he still managed to sing in 150-degree weather. Yeah, he has all that. He's going to talk about his book and other stuff he's written about Louis Armstrong.
Very cool.
That's not until, I think, December or November.
Okay. All right.
October 23rd is actually a pretty good one, too. It's a guy named James Kaplan who has written not 1, but 2 best-selling biographies on the chairman of the board.
Frankie! Old Blue Eyes.
That's right. One of them is called Frank the Voice, and one is called Sinatra the Chairman.
There you go.
No need to say it. No need to hide it. We're talking about Frank Sinatra, the biggest man ever.
That's it.
Bigger than that.
The ring-a-ding
He's
kid.
Even bigger than that. Anyway, James Kaplan will be on October 23rd. He'll be at Kupferberg, and he will be obviously signing and selling, but also discussing his books. And he's got to be a pretty well-versed Frank Sinatra file.
I think I'll grab a pack of Lucky Strikes and head over.
I think I'm gonna bring your Brat Pack friends.
I will.
Bring Sammy Davis Jr.
A couple
and
of
Dean
liters
Martin
of
and
whiskey.
Bring your martinis. Definitely
that's
bring
right.
your martinis.
Yeah, right.
And a couple of broads.
A couple of broads.
Anyway, there's also some other stuff like a new show opening up, a new art show opening up at Dorsky Gallery, a tour of Queens.
Where's Dorsky Gallery?
It's in Long Island City. It's another family that I think they're wealthy, and they donated a gallery just to be nice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I want to get to the point where I'm wealthy and nice.
I would.
Right now, I'm just nice, but there's no money behind it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you're
not getting crankier? Are you getting richer but crankier as you go on?
I'm at the same point money-wise,
really?
but I'm just getting nicer.
You're getting nicer.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting crankier. But I do. So I swear to God, if I had $10 million, I'd make sure I gave at least half of it away.
You have to.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
No, you're not, and it would ruin your kids to know that
absolutely.
they have that kind of money. So
yeah, my kids ruin it. I make $50 $50 a week.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's some other stuff, but we've already abused your
time's valuable,
yes,
people. We don't need.
We've
to keep
abused
you
your
all day.
free time and your
Thanks for listening.
Well, your manners and general good upbringing by not hanging up on this podcast if that's what you do to a podcast. Right. Anything I'm missing? Anything you want to add?
No, I think. When is the for the Kupferberg Center? They have a couple of shows coming up too. They start now.
Oh no! They've got Gilberto Santa Rosa, the salsa guy. He is the 27th.
Okay, so
and then
we'll
they've
talk
got
about that next
that'll
week.
be next week. Actually.
All right, very good.
He's big, and they also
I just saw that their schedule's out.
Yeah,
so.
they're about to start.
I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to that Queen tribute.
Oh yeah, they also have a Queen tribute band. I'm definitely going.
Yeah, that's November though. So
we'll talk about that at the time.
That's what we call a teaser. You come back.
Teaser, Mamma Mia, what a teaser! All right, please remember that we're just talking.
We're just two guys talking.
We're just talking, and but you can get everything with factual accuracy and links to more information at www.itsinqueens.com. Or you can follow us on social media. It's all via It's in Queens.
Hashtag
It's in Queens.
One word, no apostrophe.
Right. It's not grammatically correct, but it's modern day correct.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? It's correct right here in my heart.
It's correct in your heart. I think that's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you, and I hope to see you in the borough this weekend.